You're watching The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
Execute. I mean, they had their opportunity in game 2, and they just didn't. Wait,
No,
sorry.
they didn't have an opportunity. They killed it. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
we're live now. We have to now be professionals. All right?
Hello,
so pull your S together, because we are now live on The Experience, and we are Fat Jack's Comicrypt. And I don't have a plan for this cold opening. So...
Hi, everybody.
So I guess let's just get into the show. And the best way to do that is to give out our little trademark mission statement, right? And then we'll cut to Parker, and then we'll come back, and we will legitimately attempt to try to sell some comics. So with that said, I just want everyone to remember, we sell comics. Trademark.
Hello.
It's a good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, you can put it on T-shirts. Yeah.
Donations to you guys.
Right.
You know what? Before.
And it's got many levels to it.
Oh yeah.
And so there's no big words, because some people really are uncomfortable with big words. It's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
I think, what is it? It's a total of 10 letters.
4 words, 10 letters.
Yeah, and the fourth word.
3 words.
The fourth world. Yeah, Jack Kirby's Fourth World, everybody.
Hands, all hands.
Anyway, welcome. We're Fat Jack's Comicrypt. It is Mischief Night, but I don't have any mischief. In fact,
I'm gonna break a couple car windows.
I got so little sleep and so hungover. At one point, I had this idea leading up to the night, like for the past couple weeks, where I was gonna like turn off all the lights, and I was gonna turn on one little spotlight, and so there'd be multiple times on the feed where you couldn't see anything until I would like sort of step into the light, and I would like hold up a comic or something like that. Yeah, I wanted to see how long I could get away with that.
Tales for the Crypt books.
Yes. But instead,
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Here's a book.
But I've
Strange.
run out of ideas.
Oh, sorry.
I'm out. So anyway, everybody, welcome for anyone. Zanin, go Birds, brother. I was busy, so even though I had the Eagles game on the radio.
A.J. Brown hurts.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I heard Zanin. I heard it was a very good game.
Those two have a chemistry unlike any other.
Very cool. All right, before Jason and I, yes, because Jason is here with me. For anyone who missed last week's episode, you really missed a good one. Al was here, Jason was here, Mr. Lamazov showed up, and I gotta say, I had a really good time. I don't know about the rest of you.
I was very drunk.
No, you were very drunk.
I was very drunk. I'm sorry.
No,
sorry, Mike.
There were moments where you would start like going on, and Al and I would just look at each other and go, "This guy."
And there you go.
It's all right. You're not being paid to be here, so you're allowed to be.
Peanut gallery.
It's me who has to try to be a professional.
It's either this or yell
Thursday night
outside.
Your Thursday night in Houston. The Phillies better not go back to Houston. 3 games. Philly, baby. Tomorrow night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. Jason and I better be out in the streets at 1 a.m.
Oh.
I'm not going to go to bed that night because then I got to be up at 5 and go to my other job.
Why bother?
Yes. I'm really looking forward to watching the Eagles highlights. But that's not why people
Fantastic.
are... Yeah, I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. Actually, I don't know how many people are watching right now. We got, Gary's there. What's up, buddy? About to help a friend reporting. Nice. Oh, my God. Zanin came in. Oh, John McClain. Yo, John McClane, Mr. Ebner himself, man, he was at Game 5. He got to see the greatest home run in Philadelphia's history. Yeah, that's why he wasn't on the show. John McClane is like a regular. I mean, we have a cast of characters here. But that guy, he was in Game 5 of the NLCS, and he watched that epic. Oh, we got Lyle Hobson. What's up? All right, man, we got some people stopping in. Lauren Zanin. All right, Zanin, don't worry, buddy. I got your Captain Power. Because I am not good at this.
Or too good.
No, I'm really not. No. All right, so let me just get this out of the way real fast. This is going to be a nice, casual night. It's just Jason and I just kind of hanging out together. I'm pretty sure it's just us. We got a lot of like $2 marbles, dollar marbles. I do want to try to sell a complete run, except for issue 28, of the Giffen DeMatteis Justice League America and Justice League Europe. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Because I have a theory now that we know that James Gunn is running the DC film and TV productions.
That's the only thing DC is allowed.
Well,
like, all Gunn's things are safe, and they're fine for the $2 billion.
No, they're gonna let Gunn pick. And I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
There's a certain title that came out in the late '80s and early '90s that I'm pretty sure Gunn is a fan of.
Oh, yeah.
But we will get to that. Yeah. Bedlam at the Bank. Bedlam at the Bank. The best, honestly, the best was whenever they would cut to a camera, but the stadium was shaking so much that the camera is like shaking. So it was just this chaotic. Oh my God, I loved it. Philly, there are times where I love this city. I love it so much.
That's why I moved here.
Yeah, no, I know. And Mr. McClane, Jason and I, we were lucky enough after the show last week. We went down to Broad Street, right by City Hall, and we got to see a lot of people climbing up Grease Falls. It was interesting, yeah.
There's like families and kids. I'm like, what?
There were a lot of children.
20 minutes, this is not going to be where you bring your kids in a stroller.
Yeah, there were a lot of children there. But they got out and the getting was good.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah.
When the bros were all coming with like 30 packs under their arms,
when we
it was time to go.
Oh, here comes ATVs and everything. All right, we're done.
Yes.
This is going to get wild.
Yeah, it's going to get wild. And that was just a celebration of the Phillies getting into the World Series. It wasn't even them winning the World Series. Just imagine what that's going to be like. I can remember it because I remember 08. You know, I was at Oscars. Oscars was Gary. Gary and I used to watch Phillies games there. And Gary and I were just so intense that most people either loved us or wanted us to leave. And then we would just get louder and more intense.
I've been there.
The Oscars? It's a good dive bar. It's a good dive. I don't know anymore. Like, you used to be able to get like a cheesesteak for like $5, and it would come like with 3-piece. It was the best. I loved Oscars. The waitresses used to flirt with me all the time, and not for money. Oh, and let me tell you the things that I did in that bathroom, and it had nothing to do with pooping and peeing. I'll tell you that much. Tell you, man, I got some stories from Oscars. Me and this girl one time. Forget it.
Anyway,
it's a family show.
You're from watching Family Show.
Good times. All right, so we're here to sell comics, so let's do that. I don't know if anyone's watching us for the very first time, but just in case, it's a claim sale show.
Welcome to the nightmare.
Claim a book in the chat. Be as specific as possible. Zanin has already claimed a book, so that will be the first one we will get to in a moment. Again, anyone in the Philly area, the books, anything you claim tonight will be here, our Center City shop. Or if you're over in Jersey and you're closer to our Oakland, New Jersey shop, we will obviously send the books over there. And if you need books to be shipped, let us know. We're going to need to get your contact and your shipping information if you're shopping with us for the very first time outside the area. The best way for us to get that information is to email us at fjccshow@gmail.com. I think for the past few weeks, I've just stopped doing any of the business. I just kind of just bowled into it.
Where's Al?
Yeah. No, Al was always good at that. Like with the like and subscribe, I
Yep.
can never.
Yep.
I can't do it. I just can't bring myself to do it. Okay. What else? I guess there's. Jason, am I forgetting anything? Are we?
Phone number?
Yeah, if anyone needs to call us, if there's any problems, you can always give us a call, 215-963-0788.
Sounds good.
Sure. Follow us on Instagram at the FJC Paradox. We already sold a bunch of these figures up here. I got a phone call being like, yo, how much are they? And I went, $13.99. They're like, I want this one, this one, and this one. And so these are the only ones we have left.
I like the Spider-Man one.
Dude, I really like the Captain America one. I mean, I'm not spending $14 for it, but like, I look at it. They're neat, man. I mean, talk about nostalgia buzzes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, like the Moon Knight one was really cool looking. The Noble one was really.
Moon Knight one?
I'll show them to you. I mean, they're claimed, so you're
Rip it open.
You're S out of luck.
Rip it open. No, it's out of the box.
Also, Halloween is tomorrow, so we're doing now. Roland is he's behind. So I believe the volume that the New York the Zanin episode, that playlist is still not done.
Oh,
I think it was called I went to the New York Comic Convention and all I got was Abandoned in Trenton. I'm pretty sure that's the title of it.
Oh God!
But it's not done yet. Oh yeah, because Zanin had this epic story of having gotten like abandoned in Trenton, like the busted. It was a great story. Anyway, and then last week's episode playlist, I don't think he's even looked at yet. But that doesn't matter because tonight, let's go with the theme. Even though no one has to stick with the theme, I'm just saying Halloween's tomorrow. So I'm going to start out with the go-to, the Halloween theme from John Carpenter's Halloween.
Oh,
of course. I mean, it's the go-to. How can you not?
Did you see the last movie?
No, of course not.
Apparently, it's not bad.
No, actually, I've heard it is bad.
No, no.
In actuality, okay, so we're always looking for playlist suggestions. If you want to stick into the Halloween-esque theme, go for it. The other one I'm going to throw out there is the Misfits Halloween. So there we go, two there. Also, just for the sake of personal curiosity, when I get home tonight, I'm going to watch one of two movies. Two of my all-time favorite movies, let alone two of my all-time favorite horror movies. But both of them...
Sleepaway Camp.
I mean, that's good.
Great movie.
But both of these, I realized the other day, I have not watched in a few years. So tonight, and I'm going to let the chat pick it for me, I'm going to either watch the original John Carpenter's Halloween or the original Poltergeist. I'm watching one of those two movies tonight, and I'm going to let the chat choose it for me. I'll keep a little running tab here.
Can I just?
Oh, here we go. Gary's coming in. We got Tom Waits. What's he building in there? Good suggestion. We haven't had a Tom Waits song suggested yet. What's he building in there? Good stuff.
Halloween.
All right, so Gary's giving me Halloween. All right, so that's one already for Halloween. Oh, Mr. Burrows. What's up, buddy? He's coming in with Poltergeist. Good stuff. All right. Wait, I gotta make sure I keep this list here so I don't lose it. All right, so we got one for Halloween and one for Poltergeist so far. Oh, well, no, we got two for Halloween. All right, so we got two and Pole, we got one. Oh, Jason's coming in with a Halloween. All right, so it's 3-1 so far. And the experience, what are we doing here? Anything Can Happen on Halloween is sung by Tim Curry in the 1986 film The Worst Witch. Is that the actual song title? Anything Can Happen on Halloween? I think so. Anything Can Happen on Halloween. All right. Oh, we got another one. All right, cool. It's, All right, Halloween. Tim Curry. Good stuff. And Zanin. Oh, we're getting another Poltergeist. Ooh, 3-2. I'm liking it. All right, and Zanin. viewer. Oh, Zaynan's going for pull. Oh no, we got a dead heat now. 3-3.
What?
Yeah, and Zaynan, we're getting Rising from the Dead. Rising from the Dead. There we go. By Echo. Is that Echo Barrel? Not Echo Belly? I don't know if I've ever heard of the band Echo Barrel, unless that's a typo and it's supposed to be Echo Belly. But Zaynan knows his stuff, so I'm going to assume that is what's going on. All right, so we got a 3-3 tie at the moment. Halloween or Poltergeist. I'm watching tonight, especially once Angela, my girlfriend, goes to bed because I fell in love and I live with and I've dated a woman for a decade and she hates horror movies. Good times. All right, so again. Echo Barrel. Okay, from France. Cool. All right, thanks, Zaynan. Maybe another band, a new band I can get turned on to. Roland is really annoying, though, because so far, every time I give him a playlist, I'm like, hey, do you know everybody? He's all like, yeah, I know all of these songs. I'm like, you're a jerk. Go back into the basement, you weirdo. You know. Where we go, Mike? All right, so you got 30 Days of Night on Halloween. Okay. All right. I only saw that movie one time. Oh, is that yours? The Skeleton Dance, Silly Symphonies? Okay. No, the Silly Symphonies, that was the Disney thing, right? Yep. Yeah, like the skeletons doing the, oh, that's cute, man. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, you need the video. JD, you can find the video of the dancing skeletons. That would be a fun one. All right, so the Silly Symphonies.
It's a great animation, too.
Oh, dude, it's gorgeous. Especially,
it looks so nice.
Is it from the 40s or the 50s? Probably 50s? Gary probably knows. Quality banana choice. Yo, by the way, real quick, I didn't get a chance to post it on the Instagram or anything like that because I already did the dude in the Phillies cape. But when Jason and I first got to Broad Street during the celebration last week, the first person we saw climbing the pole was a dude in a banana costume. Like, legit. At first, I was like, no, I think that's Pikachu. And Jason's like, no, that's a banana.
That's a banana.
I was like, are you sure? I think it's Pikachu. And then I went, oh, no, that's a banana. That was like, you couldn't have written that better, man. Oh, my God, Skeleton Dance is from 1929. Wow. I knew it was old. I just didn't know it was that old.
It is fantastic. I'll watch it now. Sorry.
Are you watching it now?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, I've had fun, but Mike would like me to try to sell a book. So the first thing we're going to do, Zaynan has claimed this already, so let's show it off real quick. Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys. I apologize. The display is extremely bright, so I got to just bring it down. That's the one thing I forgot to do. Sorry about that. So let me just bring that down real quick.
You're not shaking it. You're good.
I'm trying not to shake it. Okay. All right. There we go. Now I got to get. All right. Sorry about that, folks. There we go. Still kind of shaking it. Oh, there it is! Yay! Yay! That's so much fun! Look at that! Yeah,
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's brilliant, man. It's so good.
Fantastic.
All right, so a book has already been claimed, but let's talk about it really quickly. I recently made a post about this on our Instagram page because I desperately want to know, does anyone other than me remember Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future? All right, well, let's just first show this off real quick. So this is from Continuity Comics, which was Neil Adams' comic publisher. So not only did Adams publish this adaptation of the toy line and TV show, but he also wrote and drew the 2 issues, because that's it. Just made it 2 issues. In the same way that I'm pretty sure Captain Power as a TV show made it 1 season, and as a toy line, I think it made just 1 series. Anyway, for Zaynan, this is a very fine plus at $5. And for anyone who wants to take a shot at Jason, it is a newsstand. So that says a lot. But what I really want to do is I want to ask, does anyone remember Captain Power and the Soldiers
idea what this is.
Okay. So for anyone, Gary, the blurbs that show up every week on the show's YouTube page, that is actually written by the wonderful producer that we have tonight, our boy JD. He actually writes all of those blurbs, and sorry, JD, I have not gone back and actually read them quite yet, but people have started to mention them. So I think you're doing a very good job, JD. And I appreciate that. So there we go. So that is the answer to that. Okay, so real quick. So for anyone who's not aware of what Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future were, it was a very ambitious idea for 1987. So the basic idea was, sorry, Zane, I'm just making sure I got written down here, Captain Power. So the basic idea was that there was, I meant Giles, the producer horse. He's the one who actually, you weren't there for that. Like, yeah, you left on some, you really missed out on some inside jokes.
Yeah. Rome was horrible.
So, all right, so the way that Captain Power worked was, Captain Power, there was a TV show, but you also had this toy line, okay? So you had action figures, and then they had, like, vehicles. But the vehicles were also, like, these weird kind of electronic guns, like, think like laser tag. And so what would happen was, it was a Saturday morning, it was a live-action TV show, and what you did was, as a kid, as I did, when I was, like, I think it was about 8 when this was going on, you would sit down in front of the TV, the episode would start. You would have all of your Captain Power toys and vehicles. And what would occur is, as the show was going on, especially when like battles and stuff would happen, you would point the spaceship, which was also kind of a gun. There was like some kind of like a light sensor in front of the toy. And there'd be moments during the show where like something would blink. And if you aimed correctly and you would shoot at the blinking thing, sometimes like things would happen on the show, or it would make noises, or your toy would make noises. But really, I don't think that really worked as well. But what did work really well is sometimes the TV show, I don't know how the tech worked, I'm not that smart, but they would send some kind of a signal that would trigger in your toy, and your toy would blow up. Like, that was the best thing in the world. Like, literally the TV show would make your toy break up into pieces. It was okay. Again, I don't want to go back and really test this, but my memory says it was awesome. Like,
it's not too far out of the realm of possibilities. Back in the day with Duck Hunt and everything,
Mm-hmm.
I would say that's.
It was probably it was probably something like that, and they sent some signal.
It's not the signal; it's the lights, the way.
Something with the light, the colors.
Some of the screen,
okay.
Depending on when you pull. So yes, I would say that's a very. It
was very ambitious. I gotta say,
I would say that's a fantastic. I need that.
It's just
I need that so bad. I need that gun.
It was fun. In fact, if you can find, especially Marvel comics. Marvel comics from 1987 and 1988, a lot of times on the back cover would be advertisements for the toy. And the image that they would use is a kid pointing the Captain Power spaceship at the TV, but like it was like blowing up. Like Captain Power would be like, you know, he would get like shot out of the cockpit and the wing would fall off. And dude, it was so much fun. Oh, and Gary, as a neglected latchkey child of the 80s, TV raised me. TV, comics, hip-hop, and punk rock raised me as an 80s kid.
Oh, the 80s.
Which is why, because nobody was there to watch me, is why as a 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old, I was absolutely being exposed to things that I should not have been, which maybe did something to me. Maybe, I don't know. That is open to debate. All right, cool. So so for anyone, if you want to have a fun little like, just Google or look up Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future. It's a blast. Zanin, the only other guy who because I made that post on Instagram about that comic, and I was like, does anyone else remember this property? Art Hunter, who I don't believe is here tonight, but Art's a good regular for the show and stuff like that. Great guy. He remembered it, and I was like, yes, finally somebody, because I would bring it up constantly. I was like, anyone remember this weird? And people were like, I have no idea what you're talking about. But thankfully, I got Art and Zanin on my side now. So I'm not crazy. I'm not a lunatic. Well, that's debatable.
I know things.
But I know some things. Yeah.
I know things. I'm right.
All right. So I don't believe. Okay. So that was the one thing claimed. So let's move on to some books that we have up here. But before we do that, just because they're really unique, they just came in this week. When I saw them, I got kind of weirdly excited about it. I thought they were just a nice little like nostalgia throwback. And even though they are $13.99, I honestly expected them to be like $25 when I saw them, because that's how most adult collectibles. But what it is Kenner pretty much put out these retro 3.5-inch Marvel Legends action figures. That's pretty much it. So these are the only 3 that we have left. We have the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. We have the Captain America with his shield. And we have the classic 80s Iron Man. There you go. So just, they're $13.99 each, and just a nice little fun nostalgia buzz if anyone wants to go down that route. Now, in regards to nostalgia and classics and all that kind of stuff, we were very fortunate to recently get in a couple Treasury size edition DC reprints. And some of these, now, all of these are what I graded at as mid-grade. Eric, when I first showed up, he was like, oh man, they're in great condition. And they are in really good condition. But I was thinking they were like in like very fine near mint condition when they're like $80 books. They're not. The pages are definitely off-white. A couple of them have a little bit of tanning at the top. There's a little bit of wear on some of the spines. But again, so these all came in at a really nice mid-grade. They are not in crappy condition. They're actually, for books that came out back in the mid-70s, they are very well cared for. But, they show some signs of their age, which is why I graded them at a mid-grade and I priced them accordingly. All right. So the first one we have is Famous First Edition. This is the Limited Collectors Golden Mint series that they put out back in the mid to late 70s. So what this is, it is a complete reprint of Action Comics #1, but in a beautiful, oversized Treasury edition. A wonderful reprint, nice kind of newsprint pages, that like a nice throwback to the old Golden Age printing process and stuff. Just beautifully gorgeous. So this one here, like I said, it's a mid-grade, but it's $25. And then the other famous first edition that we have up here is part of the Limited Collectors Blue Ribbon series. I don't know what these Blue Ribbon, Golden Mint, whatever. But this is Flash Comics #1, the first appearance of the original Flash, Jay Garrick, with some Hawkman, Johnny Thunder, the Whip, and some dude named Cliff Cornwall. If anyone knows Cliff Cornwall without like looking it up on the internet, I will give you a no prize. But this is mid-grade at $20, and again, gorgeous reproduction of the entire Flash Comics #1, but again, done in that gorgeous, oversized Treasury shape. And then the next one we have is the first appearance of Captain Marvel, also known as Shazam. This is Wiz Comics is this #1? Wiz Comics #1? I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter. You're getting the very first, a reprint of the very, very first Captain Marvel comic of all time. Came out back in February of 1940, which during World War II, Captain Marvel would quickly start outselling Superman, which is why later DC would buy out Fawcett Comics, and later Marvel would screw them over by grabbing the license to the term Captain Marvel, which is why you will never see Captain Marvel show up in a book that says Captain Marvel. It's always like Shazam, New Champions of Shazam, Powers of Shazam, because technically speaking, DC is legally not allowed to use the term Captain Marvel on an actual comic cover. So that's why some people think his name is Shazam. His name is not Shazam. That Shazam is the wizard that gave Captain Marvel his powers. Anyway, this is, like I said, a mid-grade at $20.
Marvel is better than litigation.
Well, no, they took an opportunity. DC got lazy.
They got lazy.
And Marvel took the opportunity
They're like,
to.
we want that.
He was. All right. For anyone who wanted toys when they were younger, but your family might have been poor or not well off, I had all the toys when I was younger. But my parents tried to buy my love.
So you weren't poor well
because their relationship and life choices, especially my father, was making my childhood a living hell. So there you go. Oh wait, Zane's coming in. It's Wiz Comics number 2. Thank you, Zane. I had a feeling I was off. Wiz Comics number 1 was an ash can published to secure the trademark. All right, Zanen, love you, buddy.
And how well did that go for them?
It was good. Okay, Mr. Kiernan, don't worry. You're going to get your Amazing Fantasy action figure that you can hang next to your Amazing Fantasy 15. Good for you, buddy. Good for you. All right, so boom, boom, boom. I got your. Okay, so next up is now. These were part of the limited collector's editions. These were DC's version of Marvel's Treasury series. So this one we have here is Secret Origins of the Supervillains. All right, so you get a giant 2-page pinup of all of the villains you love to hate. You get a 3D cutout diorama. But more importantly, you get the, let's see where we go here. You get a reprint of the 1950 Joker origin. You get a reprint of the Luthor origin, Lex Luthor origin from Adventure Comics 271. You get the Captain Cold origin from Showcase number 8. You also get a little reprint of an early Dr. Sivana, Sinestro, and Cheetah appearance. This is a mid-grade at $15. And then the other one we have is the limited collector's edition of Batman, the special all-villain issue. You get 5 thrilling Batman tales from the Golden Age in regards to the Joker, Catwoman, the Penguin, and Two-Face. You also get a giant pinup plan of the Batcave, Batman and Robin's secret weapons, a challenging bat puzzle, a 3D diorama, and an entire article and photos of Batman's foes from the Batman 60s television series. You also get a lot of reprints of the 1946 Batman Sunday comic strips. And then, like I said, all of the stories or origins of the villains all come from the Golden Age. That is Joker, Catwoman, Penguin, Two-Face, and Scarecrow. Scarecrow is the only one not on the actual cover. So this is also a mid-grade at $15. All right, so those are our nice DC side. Hey, what's up, Mr. Bird? How you doing, man? All right, so those are our DC treasuries. Again, they're all reprints. You know, I imagine most of you can figure that out. But if you have any questions, let me know. Until then, let us quickly move on. We got about 10 minutes till our first break. So anyone here grow up in the 80s and 90s and love newspaper comic strips? I mean, the all-time, probably one of the greatest American works of art. And when I say that, I mean American, like throughout all art fields, Garfield. Music. Garfield. I had a soft spot for Garfield when I was in elementary school, and then I grew up. But Calvin and Hobbes is, in my opinion, probably one of the greatest works of art that any human being has ever produced. That's just me. No, I don't have Calvin and Hobbes books up here. But the runner-up for me that I was such a fan of as a kid and as a teenager was Berkeley Breathes. It's such a strange name. But his Bloom County and Outland with Opus, with Bill the Cat, just a spectacular comic strip. And unlike Calvin and Hobbes, which is timeless, the one thing I love about Bloom County, but at the same time, for people who didn't grow up in that time or don't have any interest in pop culture of the 80s and early 90s, one thing is Bloom County and Outland do get dated because they definitely satirize and talk about a lot of things that were occurring in the world, and especially in America and pop culture and stuff like that. So it's very a part of the time, pretty much. Oh, Zainin, I do have more copies of. Jason, could you do me a big favor?
I don't get paid for this.
Catwoman, Lonely City, number 4. For anyone who missed out, the Cliff Chang, Catwoman, Lonely City, the oversized Black Label, which was a brilliant series. The final issue finally came out. And it's not up there? It's definitely up on the front wall. Did we sell out? Here, go to the front wall. Yeah, it's oversized. No, the front wall. Front wall. You're still looking at the long wall. The front wall. Yeah. All right, so Zane, we're going to check to see if we how many copies we have left of Catwoman Lonely City number 4. But again, the Bloom County Library, they put out these beautiful hardcovers and stuff like that. Well, they recently started to put out soft covers. And Volume 1 from 1980 to 1982 just came out. So for anyone, I just wanted to at least point it out. There you go. This is the soft cover reprint of Bloom County Volume 1. That took place from 1980 to 1982. This is a $34.99 book. And again, if you have any fond memories of comic strips, oh, perfect. So there you go. If anyone has any questions, this is the soft cover. They're now putting out all of the Bloom County Library in soft cover. So there you go. So $34.99, unlike, I think, the hardcovers were like $50 or $60 when I bought them. But here you go, Zainin. These are the last copies we have of Catwoman Lonely City. These are the, there's 2 covers. So there you go. Here's the main cover, and then that's the variant cover. So if anyone needs these or wants these, there they are. All right, Gary, what is that, second to top shelf? Yo, what's the comic second top shelf, far right, underneath the oversized Batman? Oh, okay, all right. I'm just going to burn through these because you don't need me talking about Magic the Gathering, the trading card game, too much, which I love.
Magic the Gathering?
Jed McKay.
Explain that game.
Yeah, I see. I'm not going to bore everybody with that. Plus, I think we're coming up on a break real quick. So I'm going to. Gary, good segue.
After the chat.
All right, so real fast, Magic the Gathering trading card, but they have this like very expansive universe with like planeswalkers that are sort of like magic gods and stuff like that. Zainin, I got you, buddy. Main cover. There you go, bud. What's that? The other one's you?
No, that's I think that's very.
No, this is the main cover.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, that's the variant.
Oh.
Yeah, it even says variant cover.
Yo, variants.
Just so we're clear.
Yeah.
All right, but real quick. So Magic the Gathering, they have a very expansive mythology. Hasbro owns the company now, or the game now, and they're trying to make a Magic the Gathering like TV show or movie. Again, it's a very fascinating, interesting, expansive mythology.
The games are a lot of fun.
No, dude, I love. You play Magic?
No, the video games.
Oh.
Not the card games. I don't play.
Oh, all right. It doesn't matter. So recently, Boom Studios started putting out a comic book series, Magic the Gathering, that is developing their mythology even more. And I have here, I believe, a complete run, at least of the first 10 issues of the Magic the Gathering series by Jed McKay, who's actually turned out to be a pretty decent writer. He's writing a great the Strange Marvel series, the Black Cat Marvel series. He's doing pretty well. Very under the radar at first, but he's turned out to. I think he's writing the new Moon Knight series. But anyway, so what I have up here is the first 10 issues of Magic plus a bunch of what they refer to as hidden Planeswalker variants. I don't know if you guys are the audience for this are really into this, but I wanted to at least show it off real fast. I won't really talk about it too much. And Gary, that's like a special Lee In Hook. I believe I'm pronouncing his name wrong. That is a variant, and that is also the Minotaur red and black Planeswalker. But real quick, this is the series Magic the Gathering from Boom Studios. These are all high grade. The polybagged hidden Planeswalker variants have not been opened. But here's number 1. That's $7. And then we got the hidden Planeswalker variant for number 1. That's $7. We got issue 2. That's $5.50. There's issue 2's hidden Planeswalker variant. That's $6. And then we have issue 3, 4, and 5. Again, all hidden Planeswalker variants. They're all $6. And then we have issue 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So here's issue 6, issue 7, and that's $6. Issue 8, issue 9, that's only $5.50. And the Lee In Hook Virgin variant of number 10 with the big Minotaur Planeswalker, whose name I can't remember, but he's a great card, and I've won some games playing him. $5.50. So for anyone who's curious, again, I was thinking Halloween. Let's go Magic, spooky Magic. So that is what that is. Oh, dude, So Magic came out in '92. It hit my high school. I was a freshman in high school in '94. And it was a brand new game. I used to stay after school to play it in the cafeteria with other kids. And I loved it. And then I got out of it for about 25 years. And a few years ago, I got back into it. And man, I just fell in love with it again. It is such a brilliant game. There's just so many interesting mechanics and game theory and the whole deck building. Now, yeah, you can sometimes get into this issue where some people can buy better cards than you can, so it becomes almost like a
Black Lotus.
Well, the Black Lotus is infamous. Yes, like a $10,000.
The card itself.
Yeah, it's like whatever it is, or what have you.
But how much does that Black Lotus matter for the game?
Oh, it's broken. It's a broken rule.
Card.
Yeah, it
All
doesn't cost anything to put into the game. It's a zero cost mana.
Wait.
And you sacrifice it to get, I think, 3 or 4 mana. So if you're able to get 3 or 4 mana in round 1, you're most likely going to win the game. Like it's broken. Like it's not fair. Let's just say.
So that's why Black Lotus has never been reprinted.
No, it's never been reprinted. Nope, never been reprinted.
That's it. All right.
Yep, that's it.
Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah, hey,
very happy you did.
And hey, if you ever want to relearn how to play, I have thousands and thousands of cards and hundreds of pre-made decks, so I can teach you.
I have a couple cards if you want to take them.
Yeah, sure. All right, so here we go. There we go. The Black Lotus. Thank you, JD. There it is. Sacrifice. Yeah, so it's a 0 cost. Sacrifice it to add 3 mana of any one color. So for anyone who doesn't know anything about Magic, that doesn't mean anything to you. For anyone who plays Magic, that is broken. Like that is, if you can play that card on your opening hand, that's broken. Like your opponent doesn't stand a chance in hell. But anyway, they were learning as they went along. That's why they banned certain cards from tournaments. Because
it's
sometimes
not a banned card, is it?
What's that?
Is it a banned card?
Black Lotus is one of the very first banned cards of all time. Yeah. Like they realized really quickly they broke their own game.
We shouldn't do that.
Like I came up with a combo where pretty much if I had the opportunity to turn the combo on in round 3 or 4, you weren't going to win. You were never going to have an opportunity to play again. The game was over. Like it almost went to, it's like it was infinite. It just never stopped. It's awesome. I love magic. Anyway, so we're about to go to break, our first break. So when we come back, we are going to talk about, you know what?
Stuff.
No. Here's what we're going to do. When we come back, we are going to focus on the Giffen DeMatteis Justice League series. So we'll talk about that when we come back from break.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.
You just finished the last episode of your favorite new show, and you just have to talk about it. But all your friends are ghosting you because of that incident last week at the buffet. Oh, you know the one. What you did to that chowder. Ugh. Keeps me up at night. So what do? Join writer Dan Wickline as he breaks down all your favorite pop culture media. Whether it's a review of the latest nerdy TV show or a dive back into the history of your favorite comic characters, Dan's ready to discuss all the hottest topics live. Join the conversation as Dan live streams Tuesday through Thursday at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. The Dan Wickline Show, on The Experience, comic culture and sales.
Who would win, Batman or Superman? It's the age-old debate, except it's so much more complicated than that. Nerd Killer Warfare every week on The Experience is your chance to debate other nerds in the questions we've all been asking for years, except we take those debates and turn them up to 11. Go to bit.ly/EXP casting or scan the QR code to be part of the show.
Hi, I'm Ben Slabak, writer creator from Australia, and we're here at New York Comic Con for the 4 days, and we've got a whole range of comics, creator owned, from sci-fi to ancient history to all ages fantasy adventure, and a new series, sci-fi series, Mechanics. Come check us out. You're watching us on The Experience.
Welcome back, everybody. How you doing?
So my Black Lotus card is...
Yeah, it's like a $10,000 card. Did I ever tell you the story? All right, real quick. Speaking of magic, the last thing I say about it. All right, so back in 2012, I believe this was, there was a big murder that occurred down in Florida. Yep, there you go.
Florida man?
Florida man. So this dude was found dead in his apartment. And the police were flummoxed at first because it didn't look like anything was stolen. So they weren't sure what the motivation was. And this is a guy without a girlfriend. This is like a 30-something-year-old man who was murdered in his apartment.
Is this a magic story?
So what happened is the police later discovered that this guy had the only thing missing from his apartment was his $250,000 magic collection. His buddies who played magic with him murdered him for his magic cards. Hey, what's up, Random is Key TV?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
So, speaking of murder, but yeah,
So where are we located?
this dude got married for his effing magic cards. A man's life was less valuable than his Magic the Gathering card collection.
It's Florida. It's Florida.
Yeah, I know, but we can't always just blame it on it being Florida.
No, we can. Statistically, it's Florida.
One day I'm gonna have to tell you some of my stories in Florida.
Florida is Florida.
Yeah. Speaking of which, 12 years ago today, my father died, and he died in Florida.
It's Florida.
To me, Florida is only three things. My entire life experience in Florida is three things: sex, drugs, and death. That's it. That is Florida to me. Sex, drugs, and death. Yeah. Real fast before we move on to the Justice League of America, The Gift and DeMatteis, probably one of my all-time favorite runs of a comic book, which also kind of ties into some of the changes that have been occurring in DC and Warner Brothers and HBO Max and all the DC film and TV properties. But before I do that, a book I forgot to talk about after we talked about the Captain Power, which was written and illustrated by Neil Adams, we have here from Now Comics in the late 80s, Mr. T and the T-Force, the first issue collector's item, written and illustrated by Neil Adams. It also comes with a gold foil I Pity the Fool trading card. It is a sealed book, which is why it looks kind of wrinkly. That's just because, for whatever reason, Now Comics put a comic book into a sealed poly bag that was like a magazine-sized poly bag. Like, it doesn't, like, this book just like bounces around the poly bag. It just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, if anyone misses your Mr. T days, or you have a fond memory of having dressed up as him for Halloween, or you're just a super Neil Adams fan, you're a big Krusty Bunker fan, we have a copy here, high grade, $4, Mr. T and the T-Force. All right, so back in, oh wait, we got Mark. Way to bring the room down. Thank you, Marshall. Thank you. What are you talking about? I didn't bring the room down. What do you mean? That's bringing the room up. We're transparent here. We're all having a good time. And you can't have a good time if you don't contemplate your own mortality. If you are not constantly aware of the mortality of not only yourself but of your loved ones, then you're not living life right. Yes. Jason, you can pity the fool, and you can get your Mr. T and the T-Force. By the way, you'll have to open this up and read it and tell me who the hell the T-Force is.
It's Hannibal.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm pretty sure they didn't have the rights to the A-Team.
Not at all.
Yes, Marshall.
It's bannable.
I get what it was in reference to. I understand. Again, it's Mischief Night. It's October 30th. It's me, T-Force is the teens from the Mr. T. No, that's right. Oh my God, I totally forgot about the Mr. T cartoon.
Great cartoons.
Dude, JD. Man, way to look out, brother. Yeah, it is the kids. Mr. T was the Mike Tyson's mystery hour before. Oh my God, man, the 80s. RoboCop cartoon, Rambo cartoon, Toxic Avenger cartoon, Conan cartoon, Mr. T cartoon. Crusher Lang, man. Crusher Lang. Where's Al when you need him? Because the ghost of Al is not as interactive as having real Al. All right, so I was setting this up. All right. So back in, so at the time, the Justice League book in the 80s was not doing well. This was around the time they were doing like the Justice League Detroit with like Vibe and Vixen. Like there was no Superman, there was no Batman, there was no Wonder Woman. Not that this team has those characters, but bear with me. So coming out of the Legends event for DC, you not only got a new Suicide Squad, you not only got the first appearance of Amanda Waller, and the reintroduction of Captain Marvel into the 80s DC continuity, post-crisis continuity. But You Got by Keith Giffen and the writer Keith Giffen and J.M. DeMatteis, with the art by Kevin McGuire at first, but would later go on to be passed on to a young Adam Hughes. And when they started the second book, Justice League Europe, you got a lot of Bart Sears art. And for anyone who's a big fan of comics from the 80s, you probably recognize the names Kevin McGuire, Adam Hughes, and Bart Sears. So Giffen and DeMatteis were given the responsibility of elevating the Justice League title. But they weren't allowed to use characters like Superman, Wonder Woman. I don't know what was going on with Hal Jordan at the time. Aquaman was probably wearing a blue suit and hanging out in some, underwater barbarian world or something with like barbarian sort of Adam or something like that. So what Giffen and DeMatteis did, which was so ahead of its time at the time, was they decided to pull together a couple big names like Batman, Captain Marvel. They had a Green Lantern, but it wasn't Hal Jordan. It was none other than the obnoxious Guy Gardner. Throw in a bunch of other characters. And what they created was one of the greatest late 80s, early 90s comic book runs of all time. Justice League of America / Justice League International / Justice League Europe. Two titles that went hand in hand together. I believe you got 60 issues of Justice League America / International with Giffen and DeMatteis writing, and you got about 30 some odd issues of Justice League Europe before the entire storyline ended with the 20-part event breakdowns. But what made, is there a trade for the old Marvel Knight Nurse comics? Gary, I don't know, but I will look that up for you. They did put out a reprint, I think, at one point. But I don't know if there's an actual trade. And if there was, I bet you it's out of print and only one person would buy it, and his name is Gary. All right, so anyway. But what Giffen and DeMatteis did that was so good is they took like kind of the format, structure, and humor of 80s sitcoms, like Office sitcoms, Cheers, and whatever. Like, think of your favorite 80s sitcom. And they imbued this series with that style. So in fact, the Justice League of America International Europe stuff is actually hilarious. A lot of it is really funny. And that's where you get the Booster Gold and Blue Beetle having a relationship and being best buds, being like, the comic relief and everything. That's where you get Batman punching out Guy Gardner because he's such a jerk. You get Fire and Ice. This is such a wonderful era that when Brad Meltzer in the early 2000s came out with Identity Crisis, which pretty much ruined all of that era of Justice League characters, a lot of people were really upset. And more importantly, in terms of a modern book that's going on right now, Tom King's Human Target deals with these characters. Like, he's hooking up with Ice. He's trying to figure out who tried to murder Lex Luthor. He accidentally kills one of the Justice League members. Brilliant. I'm sorry, Random is Key TV. I do not have any more toys tonight. So other than this, no, this is all we have left from this recent Kenner Retro Marvel Legends line. This is our Captain America for $13.99 and our Iron Man for $13.99. But Random is Key TV, I really appreciate you stopping in and hanging out. I understand if, regrettably, that's it for the action figures or toys. All we have left are pretty much comic books. I'll have to figure out. We don't get a lot of toys. Eric doesn't order a ton of toys, which is why I was so shocked when I came in on Wednesday and they had all those neat little 3.5-inch Marvel figures. I was like, oh my God, there's new toys. But yeah, sorry, Random. That is it for the toys tonight. But anyway, let's try to sell some comics. So the Giffen DeMatteis is exactly that. Imagine your favorite sitcom of all time, but throw superheroes in there. Like I said, way ahead of its time. An insanely funny book. Now, yes, later in the series, because these characters have real relationships with each other, stuff starts to get pretty dark. There is some tragedy, there is some drama. Can I claim those Justice Leagues I got? Mr. Kiernan, are you claiming the entire run?
The whole run?
Because I have a whole run, so let's be patient here. So, all right, because I don't want to give it away yet, because I don't want to cheat you, buddy. There are only 3 books up here that I need to sell for the cover price, or for what they're priced at.
Cover price? Yes.
All the rest of the run, we're gonna do $1 a book. All right, and I do have the complete run, except for one random issue that I can't figure out what happened to it. That is Justice League of America number 28. It's the one with Bruce Wayne on the cover with 2 hot ladies where he's pretending to be James Bond. So maybe people remember that cover, and so like for whatever reason that one issue is missing. Oh yes, Dr. Fate was featured. Thank you, Marshall. This is why I love hanging out with you guys talking comics, because I can't remember everything. Yeah, and you get the first appearance of Maxwell Lord in Justice League number 1. But here's another reason why I've had these books that I've been meaning to sell for the past 6 weeks, and I kept putting it off, and I'm kind of glad I did, because news came out the past week or two, I imagine most of you are aware of, that James Gunn of Guardians of the Galaxy, The Suicide Squad, Peacemaker fame, he is now with his producer buddy, they're now the Kevin Feige, whatever his name, they're the creative directors of the DC, I never remember these jackasses' names. Who cares? You know, he's a multi-millionaire.
He's not watching this show.
No, yeah. I bet Kevin right now is really upset that this guy doesn't remember how to pronounce his name.
Even the McFarlane people,
yeah.
They're not watching it.
So, Gunn and his buddy are now the creative directors of the entire movie and TV production of DC properties. Now, we know that James Gunn is he's a weird dude. He's got an attraction to a lot of strange characters. Again, this is the guy that made America and the world fall in love with a talking raccoon and a tree that says one word. I mean, we literally cried. We cried at the end. I mean, ugh. So anyway, one thing that I know for a fact, James Gunn is a huge fan of the Giffen DeMatteis Justice League run, because that style of humor is definitely in the James Gunn wheelhouse. So I'm not speculating, okay? Even though there are some speculators that are already jumping on the jock of this series because they're convinced if there's going to be another Justice League book or a Justice League movie or series. In actuality, the more I think about it, it's actually kind of smart James Gunn did this. So as not to repeat Marvel's success with the Avengers, it would almost be better if Gunn and Warner Brothers and DC went for a little bit off the beaten path, which is this title perfectly. I mean, it's very, very strange. And it's very funny, and it's got a lot of weird, goofy characters, which James Gunn is a big fan of. All right, so these are the first 3 issues of Justice League before it became international. Then it became Justice League of America, and then you got the sister book, Justice League Europe, that ran side by side. These 3 issues are the ones that have a teeny bit of value. So they're the ones that I'm offering, but I got to offer them at the sticker price. So first up, first appearance of Maxwell Lord, and the first good Justice League book. Like pretty much this, when it comes to this, definitely the 80s, 70s. Some people will make some arguments for some good Justice League stories, but when it comes to the 80s, this is the only good Justice League book. You get the from the Crisis, you get the good Dr. Light, you get Dr. Fate, Guy Gardner, the Return of Captain Marvel, Blue Beetle. Booster Gold comes later, Martian Manhunter, Black Canary, Mr. Miracle, and Batman. Anyway, Giffen DeMatteis with Kevin Maguire artwork. This is the first appearance of Maxwell Lord, which is why this book at one point was selling for like $50. Obviously, people didn't like Wonder Woman 1984, so the book came back down to earth. High-grade copies probably sell around $20. Our copy here is a mid-grade which is why it's only $9. And then we have issue 2, a very fine at $5, and issue 3, a very fine at $4. All right. So if Mr. Kiernan is still, could I do a deal on the Cap and Iron Man figure? Mr. Random, I apologize. I can't. They're $13.99 each. The reason why I can't is they're brand new. They literally just came out this week. It's not in my. I don't have the authority to make much of a deal on those 2 figures, so I apologize. But for right now, because they're brand new, and I don't know if I'll see them again or if we'll get any more back in, I got to go with their normal price of $13.99 each. So sorry about that. But, hey, Gary, thank you very much for hanging out, buddy. Go Phil's brother. And you're a good buddy helping your buddy move. Good man. Good man.
Were you crazy?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Now, to make this a little bit more interesting, because I imagine a bunch of you might be like, I'm not really that into this Justice League stuff. Well, here's the thing. I'm bringing back the mystery box. All right, so I have, like I said, except for 1 issue, I have an entire run of Justice League of America and Justice League Europe. And they're all $1, okay, except for these 3, okay? All the rest of them are $1 each. They're all in like very fine to high grade. They're all priced around $3, $2.50, about that. They're all going to be $1 for tonight only. And if you claim the right ones, you might win yourself some free variants. Yeah, we're back. We're back. This is the only one we're doing this tonight. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Somebody just claimed the entire run, so he's straight out of luck. You okay with that? You not upset? All right. So the entire run has been claimed. Good man. How much time do I have? I was really banking on like killing a half an hour or so. All right.
Do work.
Well, just for the sake of, just to kind of, so.
That's how you're going to do it?
Well, no. But I mean, like, and a lot of these are also newsstands. I know. Oh, you. Yeah, so, like, again, this was such a great run. I love this run so much. This is the issue where Batman punches Guy Gardner out because he's such a jerk. Again, dude, Booster Gold and Blue Beetle are hilarious. Jason, in all honesty, dude, you got yourself this. If you never read this, but have you ever read this run? You're not familiar with it, like
passing.
Like you heard about it, but you weren't.
It was one of those books that like people I know had it. I was like, oh, this is great,
dude. It holds up. Oh, again, you get the return of Lobo, and again, a lot of like early Adam Hughes art. You get Blue Beetle was just so funny in this series. Oh yeah, great little Amanda Waller doing her little Exorcist homage cover. Female Dr. Fate shows up. This is always a good cover. I like that one. Now Adam Hughes, dude. Adam Hughes artwork in this series is. Let's just be honest. I don't want to objectify too much, but that is a gorgeous, gorgeous fire. Yeah, I know. It's mostly about the cleavage. You get a lot of really fun things with Gort, the dog, the Green Lantern. You even get some. Oh, dude. Now again, even though it was a fun book and everything, when they went superheroes, like when they went like action stuff, it was some of the best DC superhero stuff going on at that time. And again, especially with this Adam Hughes art, dude, Despero was brilliant. You get some, this book was just so good. You get the relationship between Guy Gardner and Ice.
Way up close, open eye kiss.
Just brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And then Giffen and DeMatteis ended the entire series with the 20-part breakdowns story. And now, as much as this series is funny, breakdowns is intense. But here you go. You also get the Justice League Europe. I'm assuming you want the whole. Okay, so this part of this as well. This is the Justice League Europe, where you get Metamorpho, Animal Man. My boy Buddy Baker is on his own Justice League team, and in fact, this ties in with Grant Morrison's Animal Man that was being published at the same time, where he always felt that he wasn't really wanted. Plus, you get some really Captain Atom is on the team. You get Power Girl, Elongated Man. They introduced the French superhero Crimson Fox. Again, I gotta be honest. If James Gunn was going to create a Justice League TV show, this is it. Like, this is what you do. You want Blue Beetle, you want Booster Gold, you want Martian Manhunter, you want Guy Gardner, you want all these kinds of characters. This is the series, man. This is it. Oh, look. Deadbeat Dad. I brought it down again, Marshall. Oh, the infamous Cat. Oh, the Extremist. That's a goofy-looking group of supervillains. The Extremists. Yeah, the infamous buy this comic or the cat gets shot. Kind of thing. All right, so, you get Starro. Again, never forget, James Gunn loved Starro. One of the biggest storylines in the Justice League Europe run was a Starro storyline that had little elements of what James Gunn used in the Suicide Squad movie. Oh, yeah, look at this awesome Martian Manhunter, Starro. Just good fun, good fun. All right, so there you go. Man, boom. My job's done.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. All right, so there you go, Mr. Kiernan. You are taken care of, my friend. You are taken care of. That is a nice run. And there we go. Oh, who put the figures made by again? Mr. Random. The figures are Kenner, and they just came out. They're brand new. It is Marvel, Hasbro in relations with Kenner, because obviously it's sort of like a throwback to like the old Kenner 3.5-inch figures.
How does Kenner still exist? Oh, they're still making things for Hasbro. That's why.
Yeah, because Kenner and Hasbro are now pretty much. Yeah. They're all in it together. Yeah.
Remember the Kenner commercials?
Does he take my name? No, Mr. McClane. He does not take your name.
No, stop.
Because he's not. No. He just dropped a bomb. Okay. He didn't shoot off like a machine gun and not what is it, Nakamura? What was the in Die Hard, the building?
Nakamura.
No, it's Nakatomi. Nakatomi. Yeah. No, Mr. McClane, you're shooting off when you claim books. It's like a machine gun battle in Nakatomi Plaza. When Jason comes along and picks up an entire run.
They're at the plaza. They're up on the 13th floor, 16th floor. They're up there. All right, go on.
Yeah. No, don't worry, John McClane. You still have your very well-earned title, my friend. All right. So, wow, that really man, I wasn't. Oh wait. I think we're coming up to a break. Okay, so I guess Giles, my sweet producer horse. I think let's go like 1 minute early on the break because I have to figure out what I'm going to do next because I had literally an hour wrapped up trying to sell those Justice League books. But hey, Mike doesn't care. Mike just saw me sell an entire run of a comic. He doesn't care how entertaining I am or if anyone cares about what I had planned to say. So I guess, Giles, let's go to a break, and when we come back, let's talk about some John Byrne Namor, because a certain character is going to become quite huge.
Oh, what movie?
In a few weeks.
In what movie?
Because the word of mouth.
In what movie?
about a certain new
In
character
what movie?
is very encouraging.
What movie?
I think it's I don't know.
Starts with a W.
I don't have a good joke. All right, so let's go to a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about some Namor.
Get the inside scoop on everything happening at the experience every week. Join our mailing list by scanning the QR code at the bottom of the screen and then watching your email inbox.
Imagine being at a convention and going to an interview panel that's just for you. No bustling crowds, no hours-long lines, just you, the moderator, and your favorite comic book creators. Well, this is pretty much that. Miss Jen sits down every week with 2 comic book creators for a live stream interview about their latest work, and you can ask them whatever you want. It's Talking Shop, Mondays at 5 Eastern on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales. Comic Collectibles is here for you every Wednesday with AR Comics for 2 very important reasons. To sell you rare, one-of-a-kind comics that you'll love, and to confuse AR with old man talk. You see, Rex and John are, how should I put this, ancient as the roots of the mountains. So every week, Rex and John fill in AR in yet another area of pop culture that he missed because he's too young, just didn't have the time, or just really doesn't care about. It's a real public service they provide. Come buy some super rare and unique comics, while old men explain long-dead sci-fi shows to a younger man making that confused puppy face. Every Wednesday from 6 to 8 Eastern with Rex, John, and AR Comics. Comic Collectibles on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
Are you a comic creator? Are you a publisher? Do you make a comic book product? Do you own a retail store? Do you do something I haven't thought of? Who are you and what do you do? Let us know by advertising on The Experience and invite our viewers to patronize your product. Message the EXP on social media or email us the_EXP@yahoo.com for more details.
Hi, I'm Janet Lee. I make graphic novels, sometimes with decoupage, sometimes with watercolor, and you're watching The Experience.
Welcome back, everybody. How you doing? It's
Hiya.
absolute pleasure to have you all here. I haven't gotten any more suggestions for anyone who maybe joined who wasn't watching the first little bit of the show. Tonight, I am going to rewatch 2 of my all-time favorite movies, bar none, but they both are horror movies. I realized the other night that it's been a few years since I've watched either, and right now they're tied at 3-3. But I'm going to have the chat choose for me. Which movie am I watching when I get home tonight? Is it the original John Carpenter's Halloween? Or is it the original Poltergeist?
The Gate was a great movie.
Oh, The Gate is a brilliant movie. I just don't have either on Blu-ray.
I love The Gate so much.
Dude, I love The Gate. I saw The Gate in the movie theater.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw it.
It was me and one other kid.
Did you see the original? Because I saw it at Chappadero.
Okay. Chocadero. Yeah. Oh, what on like one of those like movie nights they used to do? Yeah, $5 movie nights.
They set place so much.
Dude, no, The Gate is brilliant. Now The Gate 2.
The Gate 1.
Yeah, The Gate 1, dude.
Stop Animation.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant.
The whole like heavy metal record played backwards. Oh, so good, so good. Oh, dude, random. Dude, Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, I love that movie.
Trust me, if I had that at home right now, I'd be watching it. Love that movie so much.
I went to that so many times. Blockbusters.
Love that movie. And I won't deny it.
It's horrifying.
The two slightly sexy clowns. The sexy clown girls, when I saw that movie for the first time, I think it was like 10 or 11. I won't deny it. It was titillating.
You know what? They did the same thing as Lola Bunny for furries.
Yeah, yeah. See, now I was like 15 when Space Jam. Little Bunny didn't do anything for me. Also, for anyone else who might be joining us who's not aware, we do a playlist for every show, and tonight we're leaning into kind of, because Halloween is tomorrow. We got the Halloween theme by John Carpenter. We got Halloween by the Misfits. What's He Burying in There by Tom Waits. Anything Can Happen on Halloween by Tim Curry. Rising from the Dead by Echo Barrel. And the Silly Symphonies 1929 animated short of The Skeleton Dance. It is streaming on Amazon. I don't have Amazon, but thank you, Mr. Random. For anyone who has Amazon Prime, who has never watched Killer Clowns from Outer Space, I cannot recommend it enough. It is a brilliant film. They're coming out with a video game? Dude, that's what kind of video game, Mr. Random? Like, is it like what style of video game? I'd be curious. Ooh, is this like a PS5 thing or something? I mean,
there's a company that came out with the Friday the 13th video game, which was...
Oh, here we go. Frankenstein by Edgar Winter. Thank you. Frankenstein. Yeah, so anyone who wants to make a suggestion, for every show, we make a playlist. Now, regrettably, the playlists right now are still on my buddy Roland Vale's Spotify profile. So if anyone has access to Spotify, look up Roland Vale. It's one word, ROLANDVEIL. If you look him up, you look up the playlist, it's all under the Latchkey Manifestos. I think we're up to volume 16 or 17. 2 of them are not done. Because, my buddy always looks for inspiration, and sometimes it doesn't always come easily. So tonight we are making, I believe this is going to be volume 17 or 18, is this volume here on 10/30/222. Yep, one song. Okay, so if this is your first time, so the way that this works is everybody suggests one song. The only reason the song would not make it on the playlist is if it's already been on a previous playlist. So the way to get around that are covers, live versions, remixes, things of that nature, or if it's a song that Roland cannot find on either Spotify or YouTube. I think there was only one song there was one song he couldn't find, but he found an equivalent song by the same artist. And then the only song he was never able to find was the Junkyard Dogs rap. Somebody had done, like, I guess the Junkyard Dog of WWF fame in the 80s. Yeah. He did a rap song, and my boy could not find that thing except for a really weird video on YouTube, but a video doesn't help. But we're going to figure out, Jason's going to help me. We're going to try to figure out a way for people who don't have Spotify to be able to access these playlists, because in all honesty, I love them. They're weird as hell. After Roland's done putting them all together and curating them, I listen to them for like weeks on end. I've been turned on to a bunch of songs I never heard before, a bunch of bands I never heard before. So it's a nice stream of consciousness. I'm really enjoying it. It's probably one of my favorite things about this entire show. It's a nice little stream of consciousness and all that kind of stuff. And again, there's no high or low art here, okay? I've openly admitted that there are certain artists and bands that I hate, and people are like, well, I choose that song. But there's no high or low art. There's no one's making fun of you. Nobody is like, it's just be sincere. All I ask is be sincere.
Put it out there.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, again, it's something where it's either, because we're going to get to a point where I got to start coming up with some more themes. I'm starting to get some ideas where, like, I want to do one playlist one night where I want to be like, give me a song that you wish someone you were attracted to in high school put on a playlist for you. Yeah. Or give me a song that you would have put on a breakup playlist. Or, like, I got to start coming up with some themes to kind of help people along. Oh, all right. Go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. I love that band for whatever reason right now. I can't seem to pronounce Gogol Bordella. Oh, my God. Why can I not pronounce Start Wearing Purple? Great song. That is a fun. Thank you, Mr. Random. Appreciate it. Stop wearing purple. Nice. There we go. All right. We have a nice little list so far, man. Thank you, fellas. And the ghost ladies that are all out there.
Occasional female.
Occasional female. You know, or however you identify us. Yeah. All right. So for anyone, again, I'm looking for what's your vote? Do I watch John Carpenter's Halloween or Tobe Hooper's Poltergeist tonight?
Halloween.
Right now, we are at a 3-3 tie.
Halloween.
So anyone wants to jump in and let me know, I will listen to the chat.
TVs don't do that nowadays. Halloween still.
Yeah, Mr. Random, it is a fun song. Yeah.
Halloween still holds true. TVs don't do that in Poltergeist anymore.
Well,
there's no snow in TVs anymore.
Were you watching the show last Halloween, or were you not yet into it? When we were over there, I was having a weird night, and so I was kind of messing with the experience. I kept playing like 10 seconds of the Halloween theme, but it was just enough that no one could get sued. But like I would keep doing it like every few minutes.
Oh no! I was there the week after. I heard about that. You told
me
right,
because I'm pretty sure soon after that show was the infamous Chick Track comics.
Yeah.
Where everyone got upset with me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
People were like, "Why are you doing this to us?" I'm sorry.
Nice. Oh, Mr. Random, I apologize. Polter. What's the? Hey man, nerd musician, all about it, buddy. So hey, even if you can't watch every week's show, or we don't have anything up here that you're interested in, please stop by for just a minute, just to give us a song suggestion for the playlist. Because again, these playlists are so much fun. Again, I think we have about 17 or 18. 2 of them are not complete yet, but we have a lot of great playlists so far. And like I said, I gotta be honest, I big fan of them. Big fan of them. All right, so boom, boom, boom. Yeah, because that was because it was like a week or two later. We had the infamous "Is Something Wrong with Brendan" show.
There's an issue here.
Good times. All right. Speaking of good times, we've eaten up a lot of our time before we go to break. At JD, is our next break 6:30 or 6:45? Oh wait, it's 6:15 and then 6:45.
Gonna be honest, I have completely forgotten. So whenever you would like.
All right, so let's go 6:15, 6:45, and then we're out at 6:58. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. It's like every half hours. Okay, all right. So we got 15 minutes to sell a couple dollar books, but they are pertaining to. Okay, so I imagine most of you are aware Black Panther: War of Wakanda is coming out on November 11th. Is that correct? Okay. Word of mouth is starting to come out, like non-spoiler reviews and stuff like that. And again, wait, hold on. Marshall's coming in. Spider-Man theme by Michael. Is that Bublé? Bublé. Spider-Man theme. Nice. Hey, anyone out there, did you ever dress up as Spider-Man for Halloween? I did when I was a kid. Michael Bublé. By the way, great cover of the Spider-Man theme. So back in the late 90s, this compilation album came out called Saturday Morning Classics, where a lot of like punk and alternative bands did covers of their favorite cartoon themes. And the Spider-Man theme was done by none other than my boys, particularly my boy Joey. I'm talking about the Ramones. The Ramones. Okay, Mr. Random. All right. So, Mr. Random, you're claiming both the Iron Man and the Captain America, $13.99 each. Now, Mr. Random, if you are somebody I know and I don't recognize the name, I apologize. So here's how it works. If you want to email us at fjccshow@gmail.com, you can let us know your real name. And if you're in the area, if you're closer to our Philly shop, we'll leave them here under your real name. Or we can send them over to the New Jersey shop. for you to pick up there.
Jerseys.
Or if you need to, no, that's east.
That's right. You're right.
Jeez. You were more drunk last week and more like, comprehensive. So anyway, Mr. Random, so we're just going to need to get, again, I understand privacy, so you don't have to tell us who you are right here in the chat, but we're going to need to at least get an email from you, just so we have your name, so we know where to leave them, either here in Philly, over in Jersey, or if you need us to ship them, we're going to have to get your shipping, and I have got from you. So you've got it from us before. Oh, Mr. Skinner. All right. Okay. There we go. Sorry, bud. Just I don't know if it's been a while. I'm now looking at Al was always good. He knew who everyone was. I do not. So
you remember Jerky Boys?
Of course I remember Jerky Boys.
He's like when they call the phone sex hotline. What are you wearing tonight? I'm wearing my Spider-Man's pajamas.
Yes. I absolutely do.
I waited so long to say that. I'm sorry.
All right, so Mr. Skinner, Random. I'm gonna keep calling you Random because that's a fun name. All right, so we're gonna ship. Okay, so Random. I'll leave a note for Al, so he can go back and if we have your contact and shipping information on file. He'll look it up and stuff like that, and he'll send out an email either Monday or Tuesday. That's when Al gets in and he handles all this stuff. If you want to just expedite the process, you can always email us fjccshow@gmail.com with your shipping and contact information again. And it's been a little bit, so that's possible. Maybe Al's misplaced it or lost it. But if it doesn't put you out too much, no harm in sending us an email. But I will leave Al a note to be on the lookout for you. And we got your figures on hold there. Al will also figure out the shipping costs and stuff like that. I think we started like $9, but I think that's about it. Those aren't big things. They shouldn't be hard to ship. But we'll figure it out. You can work it out with Al through the email and all that kind of stuff. All right, so before we completely run out of time, by the way, if there's anything up here that people are interested in that I'm not talking about, please let us know in the chat, and obviously I will prioritize that. But until then, we are talking about the brand new character that is going to be introduced into the MCU, Namor the Submariner.
The jerk.
Now, some people are a little confused. It looks like, obviously, DC beat Marvel to the punch for having a swimming character from Atlantis. So I give Marvel and Disney a lot of credit, especially because, again, they are looking to have more diversity and things of that nature. We're not here to argue. I am on the side of, more diversity. Who cares? Just give me good characters and good stories. That's all that matters. Anyway, so not to be overshadowed by DC, Marvel and you can message us on Facebook. Just attention, Eric and Al. Just say that, just so Eric, because Eric's the one who monitors the Facebook page, and he'll know to tell Al. All right. But yeah, just reach out to us. We'll take care of you. Just don't reach out to me. This is all I do. The moment this show is over, I wash my hands of this and I figure out what the hell I'm going to do next week. All right.
Watching the Eagles game.
Yeah, I wish I could do it all, but I can't because it drives me crazy. Anyway, all right. So there is a myth in the Aztec culture and religion of a name that I can't think of right now, but starts with a T. But it is the Aztec version of Atlantis, a sunken city with their people and all that kind of stuff. So the Namor isn't, and the they're not Atlanteans. They're this sunken Aztec culture, which is why the actor is Hispanic, Latin American, whatever the case may be. So some people were very upset by the casting.
He should be white.
Yeah. He's an Atlantean.
He should be white. I want him to be white.
Yeah. So anyway, I give him a lot of credit. Good for them. The dude looks cool. I gotta be honest. I can't believe they pulled off the flying ankle wings. Dude, it looked, when he does that weird flying bouncing thing across the sky, it looks badass. So anyway, but the thing I'm most happy about, because the one thing, I don't care who you cast, I don't care what changes you make to the character. Oh yeah, thank you, Talocon, thank you. The one thing you have to get is you got to get the attitude and the tone of Namor, that vibe, that presence. As long as you can get that regal, jerky, narcissistic, but badass presence, all will be good in the world. All right? So, in honor of Namor coming up, no, we do not have any big keys, no first appearances, no first issue, no. In fact, every big Namor key, I think we sold like a year or two ago, way before, is par for the course for this show. We sold those books at a nice value, but they've now quadrupled in value since we've sold them. But what we're going to do is we're going to talk about and sell one of my favorite early 90s John Byrne series, and the last time he ever used the duotone paper that created an interesting kind of inking texture and stuff like that. And that was his Namor the Submariner 1990 series that he wrote and drew. And then when he stopped drawing it, a young artist by the name of Jay Lee came onto the book and was introduced to the entire comic book industry. And let me tell you, that dude's gone on to have, can we call it a good career?
He's doing all right.
Yeah, I think Jay Lee's doing all right for himself. And he's turned into one of the more unique and talented comic book artists of all time, that's for sure. But anyway, what we have here is a complete run of issue 1 through 25 of John Byrne's Namor. This is when he created, so Namor, because again, this is after John Byrne did Yuppie Superman. So he decided, what would make Namor cool? Oh, let's make him a CEO bro. That's right. Namor created the Oracle Corporation. And yes, that lead kid really does have a future. That's for sure.
He's gonna go places.
So you have Namor as a business CEO. You have him fighting against the Strucker twins. You have him dealing with, let's call it, corporate takeovers, but literalized in a comic book. So a lot of goofy fun. We got a lot of environmental kind of storylines about pollution in the oceans and the role that corporations played in and is still playing in that pollution. We get some throwbacks to Namor's past and history, fighting Nazis. And let's be honest, beating up Nazis will never get old. Especially nowadays, it feels like it's more relevant, but we're not going there.
It's not going to end.
We're having fun. So I already brought everyone down with my father's death anniversary, so we don't have to get political. But
father's death and Nazis.
Yeah,
really?
and then we get into a lot of fun where Namor goes to the Savage Land. He teams up with Iron Fist. He fights the Super Skrull. Just good time. John Byrne having an absolute blast. Some amazing, amazing art. And so what we have up here first is the first 4 issues. Now, I have these up here now because these first 4 issues I'm selling for the sticker price, okay? But once we get into issue 5 to 25, they're all $1 each, okay? So first up is Namor the Submariner #1. That is a VF Plus at $10. And then we have #2, where he fights the Griffin. And spoiler, at the end, he beats the Griffin, and the Griffin becomes his best buddy. This is a very fine plus at $4. And then here we go. Look. Now Namor is crashing a board meeting, riding his new buddy, the Griffin. This is a very fine plus at $4. Oh, yeah. He's fighting Roxxon. And for anyone who didn't grow up reading Marvel Comics in the 80s and 90s, Roxxon is always Exxon. And then issue 4, Black Death. That is obviously a nod to the Exxon Valdez spill that occurred right around about a year before this book was released. So this Roxxon Corporation seems to spill a lot of oil, and Namor is very upset. I don't know. So this is, number 4 is a very fine plus at $4. And now, so those are as sticker price, okay? All right. Oh, thank you, Random. Appreciate it, man. I'll let everyone know to be on the lookout. All right, so we have a break coming up in 5 minutes. So, JD, because we're a little loose on the break right now, I'm pretty sure I can burn through these in 5 minutes. But if not, just let me get through the rest of these, and then we'll go to break. So again, these are all very fine plus. They're all valued around $3-4 bucks. But like I said, these here are all going to be $1 for tonight only. Okay. So I'm just going to show off the book. I'm not going to get too much into it. So we have issue 5. Issue 6 with Namorito, Namor's female cousin, who was also part of the New Warriors at this time. And you get number 7, first appearance of the Sludge. Number 8. And again, this is probably, in my opinion, this Namor series and the OMAC miniseries that Byrne did at the time that this was going on is the last great peak of John Byrne being one of, bar none, the greatest comic book artists of all time. This, I understand it was very expensive, but this whole duotone paper, so here. So you see all the shadows. Oh, this is all 1990. This is all 1990 to 1991 is when this series. So all of the shadows that you see, that is not an ink wash. That is not cross-hatching. That is actually the paper, the duotone paper that you draw on. And then when you would peel it back, any of the areas that you didn't kind of cross out or pull out of would leave behind this kind of weird gray washy tone. So it really, the art on this series was very elevated, especially if you're a Byrne fan. Oh, now we're getting into Namor fighting Nazis. Namor number 10. Namor number 11. The anniversary issue where Namor teams back up with his buddies from the Invaders, Captain America and the original Human Torch. Number 12. Now again, these are all $1. Number 13. Number 14. And now we're about to get into the Savage Land stories. Number 15. Number 16 with the return of Iron Fist. And for anyone who's not aware, there's a reason why Iron Fist showed up in a John Byrne book. Before the X-Men, John Byrne with Chris Claremont was working on Iron Fist. Not a series that when people talk about Byrne, they don't bring that one up a lot, but that was an excellent, excellent series. Here we are, issue 17. Mr. McClain, all right. I got them all for you, buddy. But let me just finish showing them all off. This is issue 18. Issue 19. That's a claim bomb. That's a claim bomb. Number 20. 21. 22. 23. And if you thought a certain character wasn't going to pop up in a John Byrne book, well, guess what? You're wrong.
Ghost Rider.
Because it's 1991 Wolverine guest stars. There's issue 24 and the final issue of John Byrne writing and drawing the series before issue 26 is John Byrne writing and Jay Lee doing the art. And that's the infamous Savage Namor. Because as you can tell, Namor is about to lose all of his memories and become a long-haired, bearded, crazy man.
What the hell is Wolverine doing in that book?
Yeah. All right, so Mr. McClain, you're claiming all the Namors. Just so we're clear, I understand all the dollars. Are you also claiming 1, 2, 3, and 4 at their stickered price? So I'm going to assume you were talking about the whole 1 through 25, but if you don't mind, just giving me a quick little confirmation in the chat, just so there's no misunderstanding. I will put all of these aside for you, my friend. There we go. There we go. All right. And while I wait to hear back from Mr. McClain. Okay, claim all dollar. Oh, no, all Namor dollar books. Okay, so you said yup.
Yup.
So does that still mean issue 1 through 4? I mean, because that's what I said, right? Yeah, so, all right, Mr. McClain, I'm going to assume you want them all. So we'll just leave it at that. But if there's any misunderstanding, see, Al was always good at this. Al was always the one who he knew what was going on, and I'm the one sitting here going, "Wait, what? Who's doing what?" All right, so we're gonna go for another break, and then when we come back, we'll be doing our final little segment here. And I guess what we'll do is, we'll do a bunch of $2 Marvel books. We'll just burn. Yes. All right. Cool. Thank you, Mr. McClain. I appreciate that. So there's no misunderstanding. All right, so Giles, let's go to break, and when we come back, $2 books.
Thanks for tuning into The Experience. Help us out and hit subscribe over on YouTube, and click the bell when you do. Need some help? Scan the QR code in the bottom corner.
This is The Experience.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hey there, hi there, hello there. You're as welcome as can be.
Hi, I'm Nancy McCann. Welcome to Friday Night Live on The Experience.
Welcome, everybody. It's Fat Jack's Comicrypt. Brendan, Al, Jason, hanging out.
There I am. Welcome back to Kicking It with Henry, folks. I'm your host, Henry Kumpa. It's great to be here with you guys.
So we are going to talk about books that are in stores this week.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Mishmash.
Hello, and welcome to the Black Comics Universe, presented by Peep Gang Comics.
And you gotta love it that the first people in the minute to skim it are creators.
Up, everybody! Welcome to another Wednesday Warriors. My name is Joey Galvez, and this is my pal Ambrosia.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to Space Cadet.
Hey!
What's up?
Welcome, everyone, for another episode of I Must Ask You a Question.
Hi, everybody! Welcome to Nerd News Now.
Hey, this is Rex. Welcome to Comic Collectibles.
Hey, hello, all you happy people. Welcome to the Dan Wickline Show.
Hi, everybody, and welcome. This is the crazy show that we do on Thursdays called What's in the Box? What's in the Box?
Comic culture and sales.
Did you know that every Experience show, including some exclusive content, streams on Twitch? Check it out, twitch.tv/the_EXP. Or just scan that QR code.
Hi, I'm Ryan Brown. I am the co-creator of 8 Billion Genies and Curse Words, and I'm the sole creator of God Hates Astronauts. And, yeah, you're watching us on The Experience.
Hey, Do you have City Gotham near 1?
I don't think so. You should look more. Yeah, you gotta look. There. You see it?
You got Gun Honey?
Yeah, it's up there.
No.
No?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll go get that book.
All right, good. Good times, good times. All right, everyone, welcome back. Matt Jack's Comicrypt. So this is our last real full segment. We got another break about 6:45-ish. So until then, we're gonna do $2 Marvel books. I got a little chunk of Thor. I got a little chunk of Quasar. I think I got some. Then I got some other stuff. But let's just get through some of these first, and then we'll do some others. So this is gonna be pretty. I'm not gonna overdo it too much. So this run of Thor is all from 1990. Okay. Now these are all high grade copies. They're all around $4 to $5. So again, tonight only, we're going to go $2 each. Okay? So let's move along. We have Thor, $4.25. $4.26. $4.27. A little Juggernaut, a little Excalibur. $4.28. Thor's trying to prevent Captain Britain and Wrecker from making out because they didn't want to make everyone feel uncomfortable. I mean, this was 1990.
It's weird. Don't do it.
It's the 90s, so you better believe Ghost Rider shows up. Because if there was ever a character that should show up during a Thor Juggernaut fight, it's Ghost Rider. $4.31. And now we get the giant size special celebrating the 350th appearance of the mighty Thor, Brother Against Brother, at Death Do We Part, $4.32. And then we get the new Thor, the first issue of a stunning new era, $4.33, with Eric Masterson becoming the new Thor, not Odin's son, as we know, the original Thor. We have $4.34. Again, I've said this before, one of my all-time favorite, D-list Marvel villains, the Absorbing Man. Yeah. $4.36. Oh, now we get into the 4-part Thor War, where you get the Thor from the future, they fight the Destroyer, some dude named Zarko, the Tomorrow Man, shows up and, makes a bad impression for all bald white men throughout time and history. $4.38. $4.39. $4.42 with the return of Beta Ray Bill. $4.43 with the guest starring Mephisto and Doctor Strange. I wonder if Thor wasn't selling so well because Marvel said, you know what Thor needs? Spider-Man. $4.48.
Ghost Rider isn't going to do it. We got
Yeah. Oh, now we get the supersized 450th issue. Thor 450. There we go. So those are all of our Thors. And now before I find out if anyone claimed anything, I have 6 issues of Quasar. Again, these are all high grade. They're priced around $6 to $5. So real quick, let's just do a couple Quasars. Here's Quasar number 1. Quasar number 2. Number 3. And yes, that is a newsstand. Sure. Number 4. Newsstand. And one of my favorite D-list heroes is back for the Acts of Vengeance storyline. The Absorbing Man Goes Cosmic. There you go. That's Quasar number 5. And last but not least, we make a huge jump, but we have an Infinity Gauntlet crossover with Thanos on the cover. issue 26 with the all-new Quasar costume. All right, so that is, now they are all $2. So let me just check in real quick with the chat. That's a good one, Giles. Good one. He's a little cash store right now, or he would buy some.
I get it now.
Yo, in all honesty, that's a great. Yo, somebody needs to create that social media account where everybody just takes bat shite Nick Cage quotes and re-edits every single 90s Ghost Rider guest appearance. No Ghost Rider books himself. Anytime he appeared in somebody else's book, change all of the dialogue to Nick Cage dialogue.
Did you see last Nick Cage what was he in?
The unbearable
Yes.
weight of massive talent.
Yes.
I haven't seen it, but I really want to see it. Did you see it?
Enjoyed it. Yeah, I saw the plane coming back from Rome.
Oh, really? Oh, okay,
yeah.
cool.
It was actually really good.
Dude, that looks fun as hell. Okay, real quick, before we do, let's get some keys real quick. Or, I mean, some claims. So, Jason, you got the 450, and I think Mr. Random, you say 440?
No, 440.
I don't have 440. Did I say 440? Because like sometimes like I forget. Sorry, Mr. Random. There isn't a 440 up here. If it's just like maybe you just like don't know the number, let me know if there's a cover up here that you're like, well, I want that cover, like that book, because like what we got, we have 448 with Spider-Man, and then we have 443 with Mephisto and Doctor Strange, 442. Yeah, I guess I was wrong because you know what? I understand the misunderstanding. No, I did say we had the entire Thor War, but we don't have the entire Thor War. We only have the first two parts of it. So 440 technically would have been part 3. So Mr. Random was like, oh, I've always been missing part 3. And he just said, we have the entire Thor War. And I screwed up. So there you go. All right, so those are all $2 if anyone is interested. Yeah. All right, so let me know. So let's move on to. Actually, you know what? Speaking of Ghost Rider and
Ghost Rider?
The 90s and weird guest stars and goofy stuff like that. All right, so. All right, hold on. All right, so this next grouping of books are all $2 each. And I have here Ghost Rider and Johnny Blaze, Spirits of Vengeance. These are all high grade. They retail for around $4, but again, like I said, we're going to go $2 tonight. So we got issue number 2. Oh, wait, what was the one with Beta? 442. 442, it just so I'm going to put this one aside. So just confirm that is the one you were interested in. There you go. It's the one with Beta Ray Bill hanging out.
The hell is Beta Ray Bill?
I don't know, but everyone's going to find out soon. All right, so Spirits of Vengeance, number 2, with some really nice Adam Kubert art. Number 3. Number 4. And now we get into, I don't have the Venom issues, but there was a 4-part crossover between Spirits of Vengeance and Venom called Spirits of Venom. Some editor really thought he was clever. Number 5. Now, this is actually an awesome cover. Like, dude, I love this cover. Issue number 6.
Yeah, it's a great cover.
Great cover. Just so sweet. All right, so there we go. Now I have 2 issues of Darkhawk. And one of them is issue 9, side by side with the Punisher. Because again, it's the 90s, and Darkhawk wasn't selling that well. So they're like, throw the Punisher in there. And a random issue, number 24. I don't know why that's there. All right, so those are all $2 if anyone is interested. All right. Okay, so 442, you got it, Mr. Random. I got you. All right, next up, I got a couple issues of Sleepwalker. These are $1 each. So again, Oh, wait, hold on. John McClane is grabbing all the spirits. All right. So we got issue 2. Was all of them 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6? 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yes. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There we go. All right. Mr. McClane. Dropping bombs. All right. Was Quasar ever popular?
Will be.
No.
Will be.
No. The only people who had read Quasar comics were addicts like me at the age of like 10, 11 who wanted to read everything because I was convinced that somehow I would know all of Marvel and DC history. I would know it all. Like I was that kid who thought I could somehow.
Will be.
Well, okay. Jason is making a lot of allusions that Quasar, though it's most likely going to be the female Quasar. Yeah, it's going to be the female Quasar. So the Quasar books aren't going to be that big of a deal. It's going to be the Annihilation books. Just like with the Nova and Guardians and stuff like that. So Giles, no, Quasar was never popular. All right.
Quasar will be.
Yeah. So real quick, these are all dollar Sleepwalkers, and because it's Halloween, Sleepwalker dresses up like Spider-Man. How dare you say the Sleepwalker wasn't selling well and they needed Spider-Man to show up? But it's also called Web of Confusion, which is a good. Is that a Love and Rockets song? Or that's Ball of Confusion? That's Ball of Confusion.
Land of Confusion, you think of.
No, Ball of Confusion by the Love and Rockets.
Well, Land of Confusion by
Land of Confusion by who? You can't say a title and not know who.
The guy. Oh my God.
The guy in the corner with the shirt who does the thing. That guy.
He went off a digital.
All right, these are. You think about it while I talk about dollar comics. Yeah, Genesis. Okay.
Thank you, Genesis.
Yeah, Land of Confusion. All right, there you go.
Thank you.
Look at Giles helping you out, buddy. You weren't even here when Giles was born.
Thank you.
Giles, the producer horse. Because I ride the producer very rough. Yeah. And I never wipe him down. Yeah, I know. All right, so Sleepwalker number 6. These are all $1. Sleepwalker 7 with the first appearance of the Chain Gang. Marvel was like, yo, we got two characters that no one seems to care about. Let's put them in the same book. Sleepwalker and Deathlock, number 8. Sleepwalker number 10. And no one is going to be surprised if you were to guess.
I really like Deathlock.
No, Deathlock's awesome. I'm obviously joking. I mean, I have a soft spot for a lot of these dumbass characters. All right, so if you were to guess, who is guest starring in Sleepwalker number 11? I'll give you a hint. It's not Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, you had Deathlock.
Who's our, like...
Is it Venom or a Hero?
Ooh, let's go with Hero.
Let's go with?
Yeah, let's go with a Hero to make it harder for you. There are 4 that we always joke about.
It's Punisher, Ghost Rider, Spider-Man, and Wolverine.
Okay. It's not Spider-Man. Which one do you think shows up on Sleepwalker number 11?
Punisher?
Punisher?
Like, that's...
You should have gone with a more Halloween character because it's Ghost Rider.
Oh, he was already in there.
Yeah. No, Ghost Rider wasn't in the Sleepwalkers.
Oh.
Yeah, you confused yourself.
Damn it.
All right, so all those Sleepwalkers, if you're interested, are a... Oh, yo! No, Ball of Confusion. No, okay, yo, Snyder, what's up, buddy? Thanks for stopping in. Ball of Confusion was by the Temptations, but wasn't there a Love and Rockets? Or was it XTC that did... Or is it Land of Confusion? Now I'm having a whole...
It's like Genesis.
I'm having a moment now.
Confusion.
Shoot.
With the creepy animation?
Zane and Snyder. What am I thinking of? 80s, Love and Rockets, XTC. There was a song about with confusion in the title.
Oh, I know the title.
Yeah, Love and Rockets. Thank you, Giles. Yeah, I knew my horse would come in, help me out. In fact, screw it. It's not Halloween, but just because we talked about it, Love and Rockets, Ball of Confusion is now part of this week's playlist. There you go. Hey, the more songs we can create, the less songs Roland is allowed to put on himself, okay? Right? Ball of Confusion. There we go. That's a good song, actually. It's a really good song. All right. Let's stop. Winnie. Yo, Snyder, we need a song suggestion. We're going a little Halloweeny, ooky spooky, but you don't have to stick to the theme. You know, that kind of defeats the purpose of the stream of consciousness if I force everyone to stick to a certain theme.
Too much.
Yeah. All right, what are we going to do next? I got some. What are we going to do next?
You know this.
Real quick, I got a couple dollar grooves. So let's do those really fast.
You don't have the Sleepwalker Mask book?
No, not anymore. I think people bought them. These are grooves. Groove 53. Groove 54. 61. 62. 63. 65. 66. 67. 68. And 70. So that little collection of grooves are all $1 each. And wait, hold on. Snyder, dude. Thank you, David, for watching the show live instead of after the fact, because David has now taught us that Love and Rockets is actually a cover of the Temptations' Ball of Confusion song. So thank you very much. And Giles, I will give you the 4. Actually, Giles, there's more than 4 quasars, if I'm being honest with you, buddy. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. But if you want, I understand if you don't want 26, but you can have the first 5 issues, $2 each. So let me know, Giles, if that is what you were interested in. All right, so he's coming. All right, and so Mr. Random, the Sleepwalker number 9 is, we don't have number 9. I'm sorry. Yeah. The issues we have of Sleepwalker is 6. That's the Spider-Man one. 7. 8. That's the Deathlock. 10. That's some dude who wants to be Paladin. And 11, which is the one with Ghost Rider. The one issue number 9 we do have that is part of this 90s goofiness is Darkhawk number 9 with Punisher as a guest star. So there we go. And Snyder, is your playlist suggestion Snoopy vs. the Red Baron, a song that's primarily known as a Christmas song? Talk about contrary.
You know, get in there early.
I guess so, yeah. I guess
Get in there early.
Might as well start now, right?
Yeah.
All right.
The season's upon us.
This Christmas song is Linus and Lucy. All right. But no, but don't they always play the Snoopy versus the Red Baron during Christmas?
Well, it's Thanksgiving kind of thing. It's
more.
That's when it starts.
More
like,
Thanksgiving. All right. Well, wait until we get into December because we're gonna make good Christmas playlists.
Halloween. Oh, sorry. Christmas.
Right. But okay. So when does Pierre Robert of WMMR Philly fame? When does he always play Snoopy versus the Red Baron? Is that Thanksgiving with Alice's Diner?
I usually turn off after what's his names.
You know what's funny?
I don't stand.
I'm happy I'm not alone. There are times where I turn to you
and like you're no help. You're just useless.
And I realize I'm just like
it's just it's the duck that goes to the water, and you look over, you're like, yep, still going to that water, huh? You're not helping. All right, gotcha. What are you doing? Yep, that water.
All right, number 6. I got you, bud. There you go. Number 6 for $1 for Mr. Random. There you go.
You
You are
useless.
No, you make me laugh. You do make me laugh. I will give you. Yeah. Yes, David. Who cares? Hey, for anyone who is interested, my boy Snyder. Is anyone familiar with the local Drexel radio station, KDU?
No.
No? Okay. Well, there's a really good KDU, and my boy Snyder. I don't know when it's going to happen because I don't think he knows when it's going to happen. But he might have his own radio show again in a little bit. So if that's the case, we're going to have to really promote that and let everybody know to be on the lookout.
I used to have a radio show when I went to Ryder.
I had a radio show in college.
Yeah.
In fact, it became the most successful radio show that I got the dinner hours.
My radio show was stolen by 97.6.
Giles. Yes. Okay. This is that moment where I'm bad at my job. Yes. Al and Mike do the PayPal. I don't know how it works. So the best thing to do is to email Al tomorrow, fjccshow@gmail.com. I'll make a note. I'll put your books aside and everything like that. And he'll send you an invoice and give you all the information and all that kind of stuff. But I'm pretty sure they do PayPal. You would think at this point, like, I would know how to do all this stuff, but I don't. And a part of me want to know.
It's a business thing.
Yeah, and I'm not good at business. I'm a terrible salesman. And I'm not good at making money. Just ask my girlfriend.
You're better off walking in than PayPal.
But no, these are people outside of the area. Okay, I mean, you know, I don't think Mike or Al know what Venmo is.
Pay me up.
Hey. You don't have to try to send me into a shame spiral. I am always in a downward spiral. It's just what level of the spiral you catch me in. That's
like Dante's Inferno here.
Oh, yeah,
The Divine Comedy happens in the store every day.
Did you ever read Dante's Inferno?
Absolutely.
How old were you when you read it?
I played the game a lot of times after reading.
Did you ever read?
I was young.
I was 13 when I read it.
So when the game came out, I was like, "This is amazing!" It's basically not anything like the book.
What movie that came out in the mid-90s caused the biggest uptick in Dante's Divine Comedy, and particularly the Inferno, getting into the top 10 of books being sold? Also, another book, along with Dante's Inferno, because of this movie in the mid-90s, that started to show up on bestsellers lists again, was John Milton's Paradise Lost. Does anyone know? And I'll give you a hint. I'm pretty sure the movie came out in 1995. It's a favorite of mine. No, it is not Constantine, but that was a good guess, especially since Constantine did not come out in the 90s. So if anyone knows, it's a famous movie.
It was based on the Divine Comedy?
It is but the use of the Divine, Dante's Inferno and Paradise Lost was a major plot point in the film, to the point where there's a montage where they show some of the block prints from the original art from Paradise Lost and Dante's Inferno.
So I had a chance.
And I'll give another hint. It was the second movie from a very famous director now. But the fact that he even made a second movie after the terrible experience he had with his first movie, which was a sequel in a very famous franchise, but he had a very, very poor relationship with the studio, and he was about to go back to doing commercials, but instead a certain script ended up in his hands, written by a young 20-something-year-old Boston Tower Records employee, and he decided to make this second movie, and this second movie pretty much began his career as we know it now. So, if anyone knows, let me know, and I will give you no prize. So, while we wait for that, wait. Okay, while you think about that, why don't we go to our very last break, and then when we come back, we'll do a few more $1 comics, $2 comics as we just end the night, as we wrap it up a little bit before 7 o'clock. So think on that. What 1995 movie used Paradise Lost and Dante's Inferno as plot points? And while you think about that, let's go to our last break, and we will see you on the other side.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com to find a store near you.
Comic Collectibles is a pretty straightforward show. You got Rex here, he sells the comics, and you got Rockin' Robbie, he knows about the comics. And finally, John, well, no one really knows what John does. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a great guy, but he just keeps showing up. Come to think of it, I don't even really know how he gets in here. Anyway, awesome comics, rare books, rarer signatures, slabbed books, and amazing cover sketches by Ken Hazer and others. Simple formula, you want the comics, you buy the comics. To sum up, Rex sells the comics, Robbie knows the comics, and John, who might possibly be a ghost. I mean, seriously, has anyone ever seen him show up or leave? Comic Collectibles with Rex and John, Mondays from 6 to 8 Eastern on The Experience. Comic Culture and Sales.
Yep, you broke me.
All right, so Jason is still stumped
I'm
at
broken.
what this movie is.
I'm broken.
So does anyone have what movie that came out in 1995 where Paradise
Natural
Lost
Born
and Dante's Inferno were major plot points? Yes! JD got it. David Fincher was 7. There's literally a scene.
I know.
It's the only montage scene in the entire movie where Morgan Freeman goes to the New York, well, it's not New York, but goes to the public library and reads, and then you get the great moment where Brad Pitt gets all the cliff notes. Dude, what a movie, man. Love that movie. Love that movie. Ugh. In fact, that was one of the best, weekends I think I had, because I saw 7 and Michael Mann's Heat in the same week. Because they both came out at the same time. Yeah. Google got it. Yeah, of course. What? Google got it.
Oh, come on.
It's the only problem with doing a live stream show on the internet.
I didn't look at my phone.
Yeah, when I throw out
I
things.
saw Natural Born Killers and what was the other movie I said?
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
some of the other goofy crap you were coming up with.
I was.
Oh yeah, at one point he was like, "Is it Beauty and the Beast or Aladdin?" And I was like, "No."
It was definitely Lion King.
Yeah, definitely Lion King. Yeah. Well, Lion King's very fascist, very homophobic. Lion King, for a movie that I love Lion King. The subtext of Lion King is let's call it problematic.
It's
yeah. Do you ever see the whole thing where they go into the elephant graveyard? And I know I've said this on the show before, and there's right before, so you get they're walking through the elephant graveyard, and right before the scene cuts, there's a gust of wind that kind of comes by, and it blows up a little bit of the sand, and if you see it in the sand dune, it says sex.
Oh, wait. No, it's when he falls onto the dandelions.
There's a couple places I think in that movie. Though nothing is better than
the little
if anyone has
pillars.
Well, the whole penis pillars and stuff. I get that, but if anyone has an original, I don't know if they got rid of it during the DVD releases or what have you, but you have an original Aladdin VHS. The scene where Aladdin first climbs onto Jasmine's balcony, right as he topples over the balcony, right before she reacts, if you crank up the volume, you have to crank up the volume, there's a whisper that says, "Good teenagers, take off your clothes." And I had okay, all right, back to actual comic books. So, Mr. Random, this is back in the mid to late 70s. DC did a bunch of treasury-sized reprints called the Limited Collector's Edition Presents. This is the Batman Special All-Villain issue. So it reprints a bunch of the 1946 Batman Sunday newspaper strips. It also reprints a couple Golden Age Joker story, Catwoman story, Penguin story, Two-Face, and Scarecrow. Plus it has some photos and a couple notes about villains from the 1960s Batman TV show. You get a giant pinup plan of the Batcave. You get an entire arsenal of Batman and Robin's secret weapons. You get a challenging bat puzzle. You get a 3D diorama. All good fun. This is a beautiful mid-grade copy at $15. So that is what that Batman is. It is part of that era of mid to late 70s. Mid to late 70s DC reprints. All right. We got like 5 minutes left. It'd be a waste. I don't even know.
Anyway, there's another scene where he has the Sultan's talking and his knees.
You mean the erection?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the erection. Or how about the priest in Little Mermaid? He's got the erection.
DC animator.
Or how about if you have a laser disc? It's only in the laser disc that you can do this. But if you have a laser disc copy of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, there's a scene where Roger Rabbit is dropped off of a building and he falls past a bunch of floors. Well, if you go frame by frame during that building like dropping, falling scene, every other floor is Jessica Rabbit in the window undressing. So by the time you get near the end, she is fully nude.
It is. Roger Rabbit is. That was an amazing movie.
No, Who Framed Roger Rabbit was a brilliant movie.
That was definitely
brilliant.
A studio that, not studio, a writer that was sold to studios, and the idea was great, and good for them for that. That was a
But anyway, has anyone ever experienced this stuff? Like I used to when I was a kid. I would again, this is before the internet and all that kind of stuff. Well, the internet was sort of around, but not really.
It was a hot coffee of video games.
Would I do 12 for the Batman? Mr. Random, I will do 12 for the Batman. Yes. Yeah, I'll do 12. Boom. It's yours. $12. I'm going to mark that price right now. $12 for Mr. Random. There you go. All right, buddy. It's yours if you want it for $12. There you go. That's a good one, too. Some of those, you ever see any of those old 1946? Because everyone remembers the Superman comic strips and stuff like that from that era.
So back when the just in case the algorithm hurt.
Yeah, you always have to be careful with the algorithm. Always talk about the 16th.
Yes,
and you know what I'm talking about when I mention the 16th.
Back then, the same people that owned that company, they were the writers and animators were so mad that they're just like, put anything in.
Well, no, it's not just that. I actually know this stuff because I won an award for animation in high school. It was done through CalArts and Disney. And the reward was, I won. It was a national thing. Like, I have a plaque and everything, all that kind of crazy crap. And the prize was you could go to Cal Arts for free. Like, they would pay your entire tuition. But here was the problem. You had a 10-year contract with Disney Animation.
Yeah, no.
And that 10-year contract meant they could do anything with you.
Yeah.
If they wanted to make you a janitor instead of an animator, they would. They would have every legal right to do
Even
that.
if they made you an animator and profited off of everything you did.
Oh yeah, that too. And just so we're clear,
had a 10-year contract.
right? And just so we're clear about like why this weird, like, naked sexual stuff would pop up in these movies and stuff. Disney, especially in the 80s and 90s, had a really bad habit of firing people, but forcing them to finish their work.
It wasn't a
habit. No, I know. So you're an animator who just got fired. Like, your job's over. But they're like, yeah, but we still need you to work 20 hours a day for 7 days a week for the next 4 weeks. And they're like, okay, sure thing. Watch as I draw penises into the background of everything. It was.
They were also copying cell animation and stuff like that from decades before. So
No, and that's why, when animators were like, it's a whole animation process in regards to
JD and Kyle are like, what? Stop it!
No, JD's tapped out. Yeah,
Kyle's gonna watch this.
JD got himself the first 5 issues of Quasar.
It's done.
So I don't know JD's, let's call it judgment. Hey guys, John McClane. Till next weekend, we're gonna shut it all down. Hey buddy, man, before you go, brother, Phillies, man, fightins. They're coming to Philly tomorrow night. 3 games. Again, even if they don't sweep, 2 out of 3, baby. Let's do it. Team of Destiny. Fightins. Hit that John. Man, good
they
stuff.
should have won that first game.
Yeah. Oh, I love JD is he's fact checking us. He's trying to figure out how many are. A lot of them, I don't know how many are urban legends, but the ones that I'm talking about are not urban legends because I've seen them. I went out of my way to find them and see them.
I have the VHSs.
Yeah. With the original VHS of Little Mermaid had the penis. Yeah, had the penis towers.
Yes, I still have that.
Oh man, Mr. McClaim, I'm so envious of you. He's gonna be there for game 3 and 4, dude. I know you will, but
that's another ticket.
It doesn't matter. I'm so proud of all of those Phillies fans that go down to CBP and truly create an actual home field advantage.
I'll watch it from my roof.
That is a jungle of a fucking, of a stadium. Like, dude, Mr. Ebner, I hope you have a wonderful time, because if you're having a wonderful time, that means I'm having a great time at home, if I'm going to be honest.
Just some PJ Wilhelm.
Yeah. And with that said, this is a great moment to bail out for anyone who might still be watching, who's probably nobody. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We really appreciate your time, your activity. Thanks for all of the musical suggestions. It looks like I'm either going to watch Halloween or Poltergeist.
Halloween,
because it's still tied.
Halloween.
So
Halloween.
Watch them both. Yeah.
Come on.
Phillies. Sad. Titans.
Watch them both. You're not going to bed. Who are you kidding? You just watch them both.
Me? Dude,
watch Halloween and then watch
this
the
World
last
Series
Halloween.
might kill me. This World Series might kill me.
Watch this Halloween and then watch the last 2.
I'm kind of leaning. I don't know. I'm gonna vibe for Poltergeist. I'm feeling it.
I just.
What are you baby? You don't like Poltergeist? When's the last time you saw a Poltergeist? Okay, that's not a good answer. That means a long time ago.
It's been a very long time. But Halloween.
Oh, yo, JD. Dude, Night of the Living Dead, I do have that.
Oh.
That's a good one. Yeah, I'm going Halloween.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm going to go for both.
No,
In fact, if I can't sleep tonight, I might watch all three because they're all three of them are short. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're all. Yeah, they're pretty short.
And then you watch the gate and be like, "This is amazing."
Yeah, I know. Well, anyway, everyone have a wonderful Halloween tomorrow. Stay safe, be healthy. We will be back next week. Hopefully, Jason will be back with me. Jason, thank you very much as always. I always want you to know I'm appreciative and grateful for you hanging out. JD, thank you so much for being the producer extraordinary. And with that said, I guess there's only one thing left to say before we leave. No, because it will be resolved before we're back next week. And I'm either going to be in a great mood or a terrible mood.
Oh.
And so the only thing that needs to be said, go Phils! Go Phils!
Go Phils!
Go Phils! Phillies! Yeah! Send!
Get the inside scoop on everything happening at the experience every week. Join our mailing list by scanning the QR code at the bottom of the screen and then watching your email inbox.